Virgo. Is this Virgo? I got the weirdest note for you. Hold on. Virgo, Leo, cusp. Virgo, Leo. Virgo, Leo, Aries. Virgo, Leo. Virgo, Leo, Aries, Scorpio, Libra in your chart. Very stressed out about something. I got a couple of notes for you here, kind of interesting. Hold on. Okay, the first thing I'm getting, just is right off the bat, is that you need to start writing a memoir, an autobiography. Or maybe you know that and you're having a bit of writer's block or something. Hold on. No, you're stressed about an injustice that's happening to you. But I feel like you're being maybe nudged. Or is there something that's going to happen to... Something that you felt hopeless about that you had produced or created in the past is going to bring you a generational wealth. 10 of Pentacles almost out of nowhere and pop you out of this poverty. It'd be like this, these little guys. Look at that. Okay, so don't worry about doing it. What you waiting for? That's a Gwen Stefani song. She's talking about starting her first, this is way back, her first solo album after No Doubt. And she wrote a song about having writer's block. It's great. Like, what's wrong with you? What are you waiting for? Just start. So it's literally that. It's like, just start. If you don't know what you're going to write, just get out the pen. Get out the paper. If you only have one part, start at the middle. I don't know. Hold on. Let me pull. Dorothy Parker book wanted to come out. She writes really funny book reviews in there, but not all of them are bad. Like, this is a really good book review about Catherine Ann Porter's Ship of Fools. July 1962. So 1962 could be significant somehow, or July could be, you know, if you're that cusp, you're at the end of July there. She says, or any of these names from Esquire magazine. Catherine Ann Porter's novel Ship of Fools took 20 years in the writing. There is never a slackening of its pace, never a lazily written passage, never a portrait roughed in. To those of us who, after filling a postcard, are obliged to lie down and have wet cloths applied to our brow. This is not a book. It's the pyramid. She says the first reviewers of the novel wrote of it to a man as allegorical, a word that always causes me to writhe with inferiority, for I've had my difficulties in recognizing an allegory unless it, so to say, jumps up into my lap and licks my face. But Miss Porter made it, as she makes everything, beautifully clear in the brief explanation of her title, which acts as the preface. Okay, so if you're having a writer's block, you just tell them what you're going to tell them. Or explain, if you, maybe all you've got is the title. My life is a something, something. Explain that. Start there. Okay. Can I put that down? Because the note that came with this, I poked at a random place on the map, and it was in Greenland, with all these glaciers that look like pyramids. So that's another connection to pyramids, something about pyramids. Glaciers moving over something or receding, and mystery being revealed, or like a secret that you're able to tell, or something in you that you remember that helps you facilitate this undertaking, because it's like kind of feeling like a chore at this point. But if there's a message to have a really good sense of humor about it, and let me pull on that. Andorica, created by a magical corporal body. The Pleiades, M45, could be significant. Visible to Taurus, visible in Taurus. Maybe always visible to Taurus, but visible to us, to our little people naked eye in Taurus. Clusters with hundreds to thousands of members. Okay, so this is reminding you that, I don't know if you have a connection to that star cluster, but it's not just the seven sisters, it's the hundreds of thousands of millions of star clusters that are part of that family. So it's reminding you that you have a billion cheerleaders out in the universe. You have a gigantic family that loves you and is kind of cheering you on. You can't go wrong, is kind of what I'm hearing. You can't go wrong. Okay. Don't worry about appearing as the hero of your own story, because it's just your perspective, really. It's like, include the low down dirty stuff too, and have a sense of humor about that, because that's what people will be able to kind of relate to, believe it or not. Okay, so this week, what are we talking about here? Okay. Don't tell anybody in your family about this, or your friend group. Keep this a secret, because they're going to start wondering, wait, what is she going to say? What is he going to say? And conveniently be difficult, or conveniently not support you, or conveniently pull back support if they are supporting you, something like that. Yeah, it's saying, if you have an idea but you don't know how to express it, just start small. Start with a moment of anger. If you're like, okay, I did the preface thing, now what? Start with a moment of anger. Because the redemption arc here is you coming out as a beautiful butterfly, expressing to the world after coming out of this sort of cocoon or box. Show your royalty, show your talent, show all facets of you, the good, the bad, the ugly, you know? But it all comes out as beauty. Huh. This is really interesting. I didn't realize I had two of those in there. A Gemini, maybe specifically a Gemini, keep your boundaries up with anyone right now, whether they're your oldest friend in the world or your neighbor or your mama. If they've already shown you in the last 3 years that they have a dark side, or you can't trust them. Or you're like, wow, whose side are you on? Or with friends like these, who needs enemies? That sort of thing. Watch out for that. Okay, because right now, if tried and true, those who are honest with you, tried and true, okay, those who have always been honest with you, you know, they can come into your light, into your aura. But right now, it's really a good time to realize that you might not get that support or patronage from your family or your community. Maybe they feel like they have something to hide, something like that. Self-preservation is the first law of nature. Yeah, these people, or that person in particular, they're jealous that you have a purpose. They feel like they haven't found that yet. And instead of searching for that and looking for that, they decided to kind of attack you. But not even consciously, just subconsciously, just bringing chaos and confusion into the mix. So you don't need any of that. Maybe a lot of the writer's block has to do with who you have around you or who you had around you. So experiment a little bit with that. With how creative do you feel with this person around? How do you feel blocked or unable to express yourself with this person around? Really be scientific about it here. Don't share your results, you know? But by next week, let's see. You're a very empathetic person. By next week, it's asking you to reorient your focus just all on yourself. Like, be selfish this week. See how that goes, as well as the science experiment, you know, where you're paying very close attention to the little nuances in energy, the ripples, you know, in the fabric of time and space that affect the way you create. Be empathetic to you and your process, and the way you do it is the way you do it. And no one else has to understand it or like it or make sense of it. If it's a controlled chaos, it's your chaos. So don't expect you to be anything but yourself, and this will flow. And if you just have to start with that, I feel like your story goes all the way back to the pyramids here. So take your time with it. Take your time with being patient with yourself and impatient with anyone and everything else. Okay? Yeah, your inspiration it's there for you. I just feel like your energy space has been pummeled, you know, energetically by kind of low down, low key, hater ass haterade. So, if you have already noticed those nuances, have no guilt or shame in the boundaries that you create from now on so that you can create this beautiful work of art or a story that needs to be told. All right, I'm going to leave it there, okay, Virgo? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.